I'm going to see who joins because I want to talk about rituals. Why do cultures across the world do rituals? Why do people perform rituals? And the role of rituals in spiritual resilience, how to incorporate rituals in your life, the true power of rituals, and of course, I am going to talk about rituals with biblical context, rituals in the Bible, and give you concrete examples, and why rituals build spiritual resilience, like I said, and how to start your own rituals. Let me see who joins this live. This is the first time that I'm doing this. If people join, good. If they don't, it's okay. This video will still be available. I have my notes here because since it's the first time that I'm doing this, I want to make sure that I remember everything that I want to talk about. So it's been a minute now. I think my channel needs to grow a little bit more before I can do lives. And I think once I do, and I hope my voice is clear enough. I don't know. I hope so. And I guess once my channel grows more, people will jump on this in lives that I do. So since I had set it up for like the next 45 to 60 minutes, I'm going to... I'm not afraid nobody joins. It's just that I was debating whether or not I wanted to do this live or if I wanted to like do a video and then post it. Because I just thought maybe I'll go live, and if people have questions that they want to ask, and then they can always ask me. So I don't even know if I can be, if my voice is like coming out. Who do I ask to check? You can add filters. Let me see. Pop. Okay. Then I don't like this. No. Okay, I have someone here. This is like me trying to go through and see what filters work, but I'm not gonna go. I don't know who joined, but hi guys. Well, I have three people so far. This is good. Oh, actually a lot more than I expected. It took time to show up. This is so strange. Hey everyone. Thank you for joining the live. This is the first time I'm doing this, so I have no idea. Let me know if you can hear me clearly, please. Oh wow, really? Okay. Okay, the trolls are starting. The most amazing trans woman on YouTube. I'm clearly not a trans woman. I'm a real woman. Sorry to disappoint you. Nothing against the trans, but no, real right here. So today I wanted to talk about why do cultures do rituals, and especially I want to share later on one particular ritual that you could do tonight actually, to connect with your higher self. I have used this ritual when I wanted to get answers to certain questions that I had. And how long have I been doing YouTube? Not too long ago. It's very new to me. I hope you know, I hope people, like, I guess I hope I pick up quick enough to, you know, to build this channel, because there's a lot I want to share. I want to talk about Haitian traditions, and I want to also talk about the misconceptions around like voodoo. I'm not going to push for voodoo because I don't know anything about voodoo really, but I know certain rituals that are embedded in Haitian traditions that have been very positive for myself and other people, and this is why I want to talk. I created this channel because I want to talk about those things. So in today's live, like I said, I want to talk about rituals. So you know, even if there's like one person on here, I'm gonna go for it. I don't care. So, okay, I'm gonna look over at my notes as well. Now, you know, I'm sure you know that rituals have existed in every culture across history. So we're talking about like Japanese tea rituals, for instance. I've mentioned in my last video, in one actually video that's been doing quite well so far, I think 6,000 views, talk about like coffee ritual, for instance. You know that a lot of cultures have used coffee in divination, so to get clear dreams, to connect with their higher self, and so on. And I've talked about that. This is something that I've learned through a practitioner, because I was a little confused about what I wanted to do, my purpose. And he told me, okay, why don't you wash your head with coffee, and then, you know, and then you'll get answers. So that's what happened. I don't know what's happening with this live. It's like I had like 16 people, and then 8 people, 12 people, and now I don't know how many. Hi, Fred. Hi. I don't know if, who is this here? Sniper Omega? Hi, Cheryl. I'm sorry. You're a famous streamer? Okay. What? I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm just trying to like get used to this. Hi. So who is still there? I don't understand. It's like it goes back and forth. Okay, so defining rituals. Okay, rituals are intentional actions performed with meaning and purpose. They connect us to something greater, our spirit, our community, or the divine. I know that in modern, I'm going to say in modern days, people look at rituals as something that is, you know, quiet backwards, and they think it's very woo-woo, especially when you talk about nature, using certain herbs and stuff like that. They don't understand the power behind rituals, why people do rituals. Quite frankly, if you look at the people, like the Haitian people that have been doing rituals for a very, very long time, it was a way for them to really build the anchor for their spirit. When resources are limited, groups of people tend to go into, you know, their spirituality. They tend to go to certain rituals to build their spiritual strength and to build their spiritual, you know, resilience. This is why I call this channel Resilient Babes. And I do believe that it is through spirituality that you can build true strength. Once you have a strong spirit, you can build a strong mind. And this is what I've seen across cultures, really. And nowadays you tend to hear people talk about building a strong mindset. There's nothing wrong with building a strong mindset, but I think that working on the spirit is essential and it's fundamental to acquire everything in life, really. And this is how I'm going to speak on behalf of Haitians in this sense. This is how they build spiritual strength, and this is how they fight the battles of life. You know, it is through their spirituality, it is through the rituals, the traditions, and so on. And I know that the voodoo culture has been, there's a stigma created around it, and unfortunately over the years Hollywood has done it a great disservice by putting all these things around it and making people really afraid of it. Like I said, I'm not a practitioner, I'm not going to go into that, but I do know from, you know, my own knowledge, from talking to people, from doing research, that there are a lot of rituals that could be done and also passed down to other people, whoever want to learn, so that they can build not only, like I said, your spiritual strength, but to also learn about true manifestation. Okay, so like I said, you know, like in Christianity, one ritual that is well known is prayer. Yes, prayer is a form of a ritual. No matter how you do it, when you do it, I mean, the time of the day you choose to do it, it is a ritual that could be performed. And this is what Christians do to build that spiritual strength that I'm talking about. Hi, Fred. How are you? I don't understand this whole thing here. I mean, I started having people talking to me, and then all of a sudden, nothing is happening. But either way, I'm going to keep going. Like I said, this video will be available for whoever want to to watch. Okay, so in Christianity we have prayer, that is a form of a ritual. Smudging, for instance, in Native American traditions, is a form of ritual. Tea ceremonies in Japan is a form of ritual, and of course ancestral offerings in African traditions or Haitian traditions. While rituals may be different across cultures or across the world, they have one universal purpose, and it is to bring balance, clarity, and strength to the human spirit. And this is why rituals are important. Why do people perform rituals? Of course, like I said, lack of resources. In moments of chaos, rituals ground us. They offer comfort and a sense of control. In rituals, into I don't know every single actually rituals that every culture practices, but I know, again, I would talk about Haitian spirituality. They do rituals, like I said, because a lot of times, especially once they were brought over through the slave trade, they would do rituals to anchor themselves, to find strength, and to ground themselves. Okay, now, how do you build spiritual strength? So if we look into the benefits of rituals, we know that you cleanse the spirit. There are rituals that you do to cleanse your spirit, to remove negativity. There are rituals that you could do to bring inner peace and connection to God or the universe, and also to renew your faith and trust in one's path. And that one in particular is a very interesting one, because when I had questions about my purpose and I didn't understand, I reached out to all kinds of people that I knew, like I'm talking about a priest, a pastor, and of course a voodoo practitioner. I've gone to do tarot card readings and stuff like that. And this is what we go through life not understanding what our purpose is, because we don't come here with a manual. We form communities to help us build strength, but oftentimes, a lot of us are left like guessing for where do we have to go, where do we go in life, how do we take this whole challenge that is life, how do we make the best out of it, and how do we come out on top of everything, and how do we remain strong and have happiness. Then of course, money comes into it, because we need money, and all those things, right? We don't know what our purpose is. What do we do? What are we supposed to do here? How do we find the answer to that question? And of course, it is through these spiritual things that I'm talking about. This is how we actually find them. So when myself, I had questions about my own purpose, I needed this anchor. I needed to understand. And of course, I had to go back to my roots. You don't have to necessarily do that, because you can find that wherever you look. If you look, it'll come to you. But you have to know where to look, right? And you have to know who to talk to, so that you can understand yourself and understand your purpose. So for me, when I asked somebody, a voodoo practitioner, I said, what do I do? And he mentioned the whole coffee head washing ritual. And then, of course, like a whole list of other rituals and stuff embedded in Haitian traditions, and of course in other traditions. Listen, I have done rituals that pertain to Asian cultures, have done rituals pertain to European culture, so to speak, right, or Native American culture. For instance, the smudging of using sage is a Native American ritual. Has nothing to do with me, but I have done it. So this is how you build spiritual strength. It's seeing the benefits inside of those rituals and using them, again, like I said, for your own benefits. You connect with your ancestors and the divine through certain rituals. Once you know about them, you perform them, you tap into the wisdom and strength of those who came before you. Those who came before us, obviously, they have left us certain things that they themselves have learned, whether it was by listening to nature, by meditation, by searching, whatever you want to call it. They have things that they've learned, and they've passed down to the next generation. And these are the things that we can those things that they've left behind, we would use them in order to build our spiritual strength and understand our purpose here in life. Because like I said, we don't come here with a manual, unfortunately. Okay, so yes, you and you honor them, of course, because of what they've been able to left for us. Those traditions that are so sacred. Oftentimes, I'm not gonna stay too long here on this live because again, this is my first time. I have no idea how this works, and I don't know. There were like people talking, and then all of a sudden they vanished. I mean, texting. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna keep going here. I don't want to lose my train of thought. I'm looking through my notes here. So, okay, you know, like I said, connect with your ancestors and the divine by performing rituals, and we tap into the wisdom and strength of those who came before us, you know. So, rituals focus energy in helping us align our thoughts, emotions, and actions to achieve our goals. I'm going to talk about one sacred ritual, by the way, and this one I have used it. I was scared out of my mind. I'm not going to lie to you. When this one particular ritual was shared with me, and because I wanted to get some answers, and I know they told me that through my dreams, I would get some answers, because your dreams, you know, this the realm of dreams really, there are a lot of answers that you can get if you understand them. So this particular ritual would, if you have questions about your life, about certain things, if you perform this ritual before you go to bed, and you have to pay attention to your dreams, most likely you will get your answer through your dream. It's happened to me. I was very scared, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I thought I was doing something. I thought I was gonna have a nightmare, but no, not at all. Once I performed that ritual, that the same night, you know, I had dreams. There are many rituals you could do to help connect with your higher self, and if you have answers, if you have questions and you want to get the answers, you get them through your dreams, and coffee being one of them, but this one is a totally different one. I just want to go through you know, why cultures do rituals, and also I want to give some examples in the Bible of, like, concrete examples in the Bible of rituals, and then I can explain to you this ritual. I'm going to give you the step-by-step guide on how to do this ritual. So okay, the role of rituals in spiritual resilience, obviously, one thing is for sure, they teach you discipline and mindfulness. Discipline and mindfulness. You would not believe so, but yes, it does. Discipline, why? Because you have to follow a set of rules when you do certain rituals. I'll give you a quick example. Like, I've looked into Kabbalah, and there are some rituals that they do where they use the 4 elements, or where you have to actually salute the sun within the 4 cardinal points. You have to do these things, and you have to follow them exactly as they tell you to do so. Otherwise, you mess up the ritual. So these are their rules that you follow. So all rituals would have a set of rules. So you have to be disciplined. You have to be mindful of what you're doing. If you're drawing a circle, you stay within the circle. All those things, you know, are ways to perform rituals to get exactly the answers that you're looking for. So this is why they will teach you. It'll teach you discipline and mindfulness. Of course, you know, to foster a deep connection to one's inner power and divine purpose. This is where you learn about your true power. Once you understand how to do certain rituals, and you know how to use the elements, the 4 elements, water, earth, air, fire, listen, you become powerful. And this is the secret about Haitians. It's like, a lot of them who understand the knowledge, they know how to use these 4 elements, they become very, very strong, and nothing can really shake them. I don't know what's happening nowadays in Haiti. Unfortunately, the political situation is so bad that I feel like the people, they're losing their spiritual strength. Hey, Just Bliss, I'm so happy to have caught you live. Not sure how long you've been on. No, not that, like 19 minutes. I feel like I've been talking to myself, because I'm like, where are people? Why are they not asking questions? But I'm glad you're here, because I remember you reached out specifically to me when I made when I made one of my first videos and stuff like that. I'm glad to see you here. Thank you for being here. So if you have questions, you can ask them. So I was talking about the role of rituals in spiritual resilience and what they teach you once you learn how to do certain rituals. By the way, it's nothing scary, guys. Don't like look at rituals from what Hollywood has given you, because that's false. It's really false. I myself was afraid of them. It's like when I hear about rituals, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna have a nightmare, or the boogeyman is going to come and get me. But it's not what it is at all. It's all made to build our spirit, to make our spirit strong, because this is how you fight all the fights in life. You know, I'm talking about anything that you're going to encounter in life. It's you're gonna do it through your spirit, because this is what we are. It's you know, we're spiritual beings. It's just, this is just a body that we, you know, like a car that we get around, you know, with. But our spirit is, everything we do is done through spirit. Okay. So rituals, they build, they teach you about discipline and mindfulness. Like I said, they, you know, you foster a deep connection to your inner power and the your divine purpose. And when life challenge you, obviously rituals would remind you of your strength, like I said, giving you the courage to keep moving forward. I'm sorry about my niece and nephew here in the background. So it's, I'm babysitting them, but they're not giving me a break at all. If your mother, if the mother, if my my mother, if my sister's watching, do you hear your kids? But anyways, so for instance, you know, Christians will do their daily prayers or meditation as a ritual to remain calm and focused during hardships. So that's what rituals are for. Rituals are for you know, that spiritual strength that I'm talking about. The more you learn about them, the stronger you get, the faster you'll get your, you know, your manifestations, by the way. And also, the more you understand life, the more you can govern those elements that I'm talking about. You know, fire is a neutral force, but once you learn how to work with it, it'll do magic for you. Same thing as water and so on. Of course, you know, we believe in one higher power, which is the divine creator power, and this is the power that governs all forces. But you know, us here on this level, you know, we have also our own powers, and these things have been given to us. Unfortunately, you know, we're not being taught in school. What school do you know that teach you about, unless it's, you know, Harry Potter, that teach you how to use those elements for your own, you know, for yourself, you know? But no school does that. That's not what they're teaching you, unfortunately. So if you go to your roots, that's when you actually learn about rituals and it's, you know, passed down through traditions and stuff like that. So and then you become spiritually strong, and I believe this is the only strength that you need to acquire. Really, it is the spiritual strength, and then everything else comes gradually. It's like a staircase, you know. So how do you incorporate rituals in your life, right? So who's here? Hi, Eunice. Okay, Just Bliss, what did you say? All right, my ancestors, but as much as I have done an open road recently with ancestors protections. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about this, right? The whole ancestors thing. You have to know your ancestors. You have to know who you're calling on. You know, not all ancestors are good ancestors. I was actually, my aunt taught me this. You know, we talk about this very often. We're like, okay, if we talk about a certain ancestor, we call on, you know, we light a candle and we say, oh, ancestor so and so, you know, I would love for you to bring a light into this, you know, my path for me and so on, right? And if this person was not a good person, they're not going to do anything for you, right? So you have to learn your ancestors. You have to know who they are, what kind of heart, you know, did they really have, you know, how did they live their life before you can actually work with them. But so you have to know that before you go there. Okay. Hi, I'm from the Netherlands, but I'm Moroccan. Hi, I'd love to go to Morocco, my goodness. So the ones I know suck as my mom and grandma. What? I only call on ones that I know, such as my mom. Okay, you mean such as your mom and your, yes, yes. And I again, I'm gonna share with you one ritual you could do. I understood that. I'm gonna share one ritual with you that you can do. You can start over as far as like working with your ancestors. Okay, so let me just go through this, and then we'll keep going. I don't know if it's just maybe you, Just Bliss, who's here in this live, but I don't care. It's okay, because you know what? At least you're here to learn, and this is what I want to do. I want to teach about what I know. When I lived in Haiti, in Haiti, I had no idea that moving back to Haiti was going to be like this sort of like world. It's crazy. I left New York. I'll tell you guys quickly. Um, I moved to Haiti. I wanted to do business there, and I wanted to work. I always felt within my spirit that I wanted to give back, right, to my native country. And after I moved there, yes, take it slow. I don't know if you, it's like as I'm talking, you know, the messages are coming through. I don't know if we're at the same time or if there's a delay. So yes, learn. And you know, I do intend to talk more about that, about what you could do. Learn, start over. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just like maybe sometimes we're missing certain steps. Like I said, you know, rituals, they're very you have to follow the steps. It's just like if you miss a step, then something might not really come through the way that it needs to come through. So you have to know this. And this is why I say that rituals, it teach you about discipline and mindfulness. Okay, yeah, so when I moved to Haiti, I had no idea that I was just gonna, you know, I thought I was just gonna be working and doing business there, and then that's it, leave it there, right? I learned a lot more, and I understood why I had to move there. It was like, you know, my home calling me back, because they're like, Will, you're not ready for the world. You need to come back home, learn everything that you need to learn, and then you can go back out in the world. And this is exactly what kind of like happened in a way. And I felt like, oh my God, you know, I didn't know. I thought I was mature, not until I had my experience in Haiti. And honestly, it's like, it's almost like scary for me to say this. I got sick. Thank you for subscribing, Eunice. I got sick, and it was through my sickness that I started understanding like about energy, about, you know, spells. Like I didn't grow up around those kind of stuff. Nobody taught me about things like that people could do spells on you and shit like that. Like I had no idea. I honestly was going through life thinking everything is like wonderful. Nobody could do anything to me and things like that. Of course, there's a part of that, you know, that can save you when you're so innocent that you don't know anything. You know, your spirit guides are like, don't worry, you're not gonna touch this one type of thing, right? Thank you, Eunice. So, but you know, it's parents that are not teaching their kids about that, like the real world, in that sense. It's a big mistake. I literally, it almost cost me my life, you know, when I was living over there. I was like, I'm in Haiti working, doing good, working in education, building a STEM program. I was working in science, technology, engineering, and math. And I felt like I was doing something good, and then for somebody to come and try to do something to me, I had no idea. I was sick until I met a guy that started teaching me about all those things. That's when I realized that I knew nothing about life, and that I was set up to fail, you know, at every level, truly. And the spiritual level, the mental level, financial, everything you can think of, right? It's all wrapped into that. And I was set up to fail. Nobody told me about those things, and I had to learn them after I got sick. And then at that point I was just like, okay, now I'm mature. Now I can say that I can go into this life and succeed at anything that I do, because I'm strong spiritually, I'm strong mentally, and you know, let's go. And this I had to go back to Haiti. I had to go back to Haiti to learn those things. So, and I think it's important, and I want to be able to talk about those things and without feeling guilty, because there's just such a stigma around Haitian traditions, and it's all of a sudden they think that you're some sort of like, you know, you're doing magic or whatever they call them, and I don't give a shit, you know. I just want to share about what I know and what somebody taught me, and maybe that can save your life, you know, the way that it saves mine. So how do you incorporate rituals in your life? You start small. Like I said to you, Just Bliss, you can start over, but start small. Introduce simple rituals, you know, like morning gratitude prayer, lighting a candle with an intention. That's important. Always, intention is always important. I've said this in my video. It doesn't matter what kind of ritual that you do, your intentions are powerful. This is the power's in your hand. Nobody's gonna come and do it. I have to make a video about this. Stop relinquishing your power. Stop giving your power to other people. Stop going to people to do things for you, like spells or whatever they are. Do not do that. Your power, you have the power. Learn to harness that power. Learn to cultivate that power, and then trust me, you will be so powerful that you don't need anybody to do anything for you. I had to learn that. Anyways, journaling also journaling is definitely one powerful ritual, believe it or not. I have done journaling when it was a full moon, wanted to release fears and things like that. I wanted to detach from old relationships that were not serving me. So those are like powerful rituals that you can start with, that are not like anything weird. So yes, rituals don't have to be complicated. There's nothing complicated about rituals. Like I say to people all the time, it's like you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth. It's a form of ritual. There's nothing complicated about them. It's just you do them with the intention to um, um, you do them with the intentions of what you want to acquire, right? Of course, you want to make it personal. Rituals don't have to be complicated. It's your own personal thing. Nobody needs to know. You don't have to be sharing anything with anybody. And like I said, what matters is the intention behind them. And your consistency is key, because the more you do rituals, the stronger you get, and the more powerful they become as a sacred habit. I watch your videos about coffee instead of sharing a cup of coffee. Everyone, yes, absolutely. Listen, you don't have to. Yes, yes. Let me tell you something. When I started doing that. When I was taught that, and somebody taught me that, I started doing it. It's like it. I felt the energy of my ancestors, like my dad. My dad loved me very much. I could do no wrong in my dad's eyes. Once I started putting coffee for him and pouring coffee for him, it's like, I felt my energy got lighter, and I felt his own energy as if, he was guiding me. So it's definitely a good thing. And coffee is a powerful tool when it comes to those ancestral offerings to do. And there's nothing wrong with it, nothing going against God or the laws of the universe. When people say that, I just roll my eyes, because they don't understand. Nature is given to us by God. We use it. God is not going to be unhappy about that. So I'm glad to hear that you can feel them, enjoy that. So rituals aren't just about tradition, they're about transformation. They're a way to reclaim your power, like I said, connect with your spirit, build resilience to face anything life throws at you. This is why cultures do rituals. There's nothing woo about them. Just learn them, go through your roots, learn about rituals, and just do them. Build your spiritual strength. Okay, okay, now I want to talk about rituals with biblical context, and then I'll share with you that one ritual that you could do tonight to connect with your higher self, or to connect with your spirit team. It's your dreams. You're gonna know once you go to sleep. When you wake up and you remember your dream, you're gonna understand the answer to your questions. And if you don't know how to interpret that dream, just reach out to me, and we can try to to go through it and see what the meaning is. So again, rituals are intentional acts performed to honor God, connect with the divine, or bring spiritual clarity and strength. So the Bible teaches us of the importance of rituals as a way to worship and stay close to God. The church doesn't talk about rituals in such a way. The only ritual they talk about is prayer. Yes, prayer is a powerful one. However, you can always accompany your prayer with other things. This is what they don't tell you about. For instance, in Kabbalah, when they read the Psalms, they don't read the Psalm just to read the Psalm as a form of prayer. They have certain names, attached to these Psalms that they call on before they read the Psalms. They have a certain time of the day in which they read the Psalms. and they have certain prayers that they recite after they read the psalm. So you see, it's not there is, power in prayer, as being a ritual in itself, but you have to know how to do it in order to sort of like give it that strength that it needs. So so here are some Bible verses here, and I'm going to read very quickly. In Leviticus 16:34, this shall be a statute forever for you, that atonement may be made for the people of Israel once in the year because of all their sins. So the Day of Atonement as a ritual of spiritual cleansing, it's pretty much what it means, right? In Exodus 30, verse 7 to 8, Aaron shall burn fragrant incense on the altar every morning. When he dresses the lamps, he shall burn it. It's a daily ritual of worship. People that burn incense, I mean, listen, you go to Catholic churches, they're always burning incense because they recognize that it is in the Bible. Native Americans, they burn sages. It's right there in the Bible. It says it there too. Okay, so concrete examples I can give you. Obviously, I said prayer is a ritual. In Daniel 6, verse 10, Daniel prayed 3 times a day facing Jerusalem despite the threat of persecution. Matthew 6, verses 9 to 13. Jesus teaches the Lord's Prayer, a structured ritual of communication with God. Okay, prayer definitely builds resilience, spiritual resilience, like I said, because it helps to create a consistent connection with God, provides comfort in times of uncertainty. Same thing as why cultures do rituals, because they want that comfort, that anchor for them, and of course build faith and inner strength. So I encourage daily prayer as a form of ritual. You don't have to pour coffee for your ancestors. This is not what this channel is all about. Or I'm going to be talking about eating or using basil or other herbs, to do rituals and stuff like that. Prayer is also part of daily rituals that you could do. Okay, meditation is definitely a powerful form of ritual. I do a lot of meditation myself. And in Psalm 1, verse 2, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. Joshua 1, verse 8, keep this book of the law always on your lips, meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Okay? So meditation grounds the mind and spirit, builds resilience, and by fostering inner peace and focus, opens the heart to hear God's voice more clearly. I do believe that meditation helps you hear God's voice more clearly. It is your intuition. Okay, fasting is also another form of ritual. This is the rituals I'm talking about with biblical context, by the way. I'm talking about prayer, meditation, and then fasting. I've done fasting. I would fast 10 to 15 days, and listen, I am not close to the people that do 30 to 40 days like Jesus did, fasted for 40 days and nights in the wilderness. But I've done fasting, and honestly, it cleared a lot within myself, my spirit. And I was able to connect to my intuition much better. So I definitely recommend fasting as a form of a ritual that you can do. And so I think that's it, as far as the rituals with biblical context. How do you start your own ritual, your set of rituals? Like I said, you can incorporate daily prayer, you can incorporate journaling. When there's a full moon, you can light a candle, you can learn about the elements, and learn how to use them for your own benefits. Lighting a candle is a powerful ritual. Praying over a candle, charging with your own energy, pouring coffee, using coffee to wash your head with, and a list of other rituals that I will get to talk to you guys about. Fasting, you could do that. You don't have to, but that's a form of ritual you could do that is inside of the Bible. Okay, so what else? So okay, now I'm going to talk about this one ritual that you could do tonight before you go to bed. You can connect with your spirit team, your higher self, whatever you want to call that. If you have certain questions, you can have your questions ready. Okay, but what you're going to do is that you're going to take a glass of water, you're going to take a white candle, you're going to make sure that you shower before you go to bed, that you cleanse yourself, okay, outwardly, outside. You know, you want to be clean. You want to have your space clean as well, your bed, wherever you're going to sleep. Make sure that it's clean. There's nothing that is like, you know, nothing to sort of like bring your energy down. So you want everything to be light and fresh, right? So you want to, like I said, have your glass of water, your white candle, and you also want to go to bed wearing white. So you're gonna take your candle. I'm gonna use this as an example of the candle. You're gonna use your candle. You're going to charge your candle with your own energy. You're going to mark it with your nail here, right? You're gonna go from down upward, right? So as you're charging it, you're turning it and twisting it with your fingernail like this, right? And until it comes all the way up. So what you're going to do is you're going to literally, it's pretty much the answers that you're looking for. You're going to ask the questions to what you want to know, right? So you're gonna pray. You're gonna ask God to protect you. Ask your spirit team, your archangels, your guardian angels, whatever they are, and you charging your candle, and you come in, you going up with it this way, right? You don't have, you can say it out loud, you can say it, you know, within your mind, it doesn't matter. So once you feel like, you know, you asked all your questions and you charge it with your own energy, you're going to light it. You're going to have your glass of water by your bedside, dressed all in white, and then you're going to do your prayer. Once you do your prayer with that charged candle, okay, then you put it by the glass of water, you let it burn. So for that particular reason, I would recommend a small candle, not a big tall candle, because you want it to burn till the end. So you're gonna let your candle burn. I hope this is clear enough, and if you're not clear enough, you can always reach out to me and ask me questions. So you're gonna let your candle burn till it finishes. You're gonna take a sip of water. Okay, remember, you ask all your questions, you know, things that you want to know, and you ask them to come and give you the answers within the night. They come and give you the answers in the night. You ask them to come and give you answers within the night, and then you go to sleep. Make sure you're not watching TV, doing anything, you know, before you go to bed. Like, you're cleansed completely. You you don't want to watch TV. You don't want to do anything to take away your attention from that powerful moment. Okay, so you charge your candle, you let it burn, you take a sip of water, you leave it by your bedside, and then you go to sleep. Okay, we're all white, and then you go to sleep, and pay attention to your dreams, guys. Pay attention to your dreams. The answers will come to you. I've had this happen to me. I had questions and I had a dream, and the dream came. There were different parts of the dreams, you know. It's just like, it's like when I woke up and I sat down and I wrote down everything that I remembered in my dream, it started becoming clear to me. A lot of things started becoming clear to me. So this is the end of my live. I don't know how many people joined this live. Like, I saw a bunch of people coming in and out. I don't care, even if it was one person. I am grateful for that one person who came onto the live. I hope, did you understand everything? Just Bliss, by the way, was that clear enough for you? If not, you know, you can always reach out to me. My email is there, and you can always schedule a 30-minute call with me. It's free, obviously. If you have more questions that you want to ask, I'm here to help. So this particular ritual is a powerful ritual. Like I said, I got scared before. I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have some sort of nightmare? I didn't have a nightmare. It was a beautiful, beautiful set of dreams, I'm going to say, that I had that night. So okay, so you've done this before. So good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. So, you know, so yes, this is how I get answers to certain questions that that I'm struggling with because it's just, you know, you go through struggles in life and you just don't know who to turn to. So this is one thing that I've learned that has helped me. So I would love to know, if you don't mind, maybe we can talk one day. We can talk about those dreams and what they were, what the questions were. I mean, you don't have to. This is also very personal. But if you don't mind, we can talk about that. But this is going to be the end of the live for me today. I've never done this before. And hopefully next time, you know, we get to talk about more stuff and more people will join. All right, guys. Or that one person. Just Bliss, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I'm ready to get on an advanced level, but I do have to be careful. You know what? Yes, be careful. I had a client that I talked to. I told her one thing that I was taught is to never go to people, just random people, for work. People are claiming to be, you know, at certain spiritual levels, that they know how to do certain things. Please be careful. Do not give your power to other people. Do not give your energy to people to do work with. You don't know what they're doing, okay? And my grandmother always told me this, so I don't, that's why I don't practice anything. Anything that I do is things that I've been taught, and I do them myself, and I believe in my own power. So yeah, don't let people use your energy for their own gain, you know, because they use people's energies to do their to do crazy stuff. So I would not recommend that. So be careful with that. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. All right, take care. Thanks for being here. God bless you.